Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at every single shadow Pokemon that's currently available in Pokemon GO. This is the January update from 2026, so this is just currently going on. The shadow event while I'm recording and while you see this video, if you see it immediately, is going to be going on still as well, so you can get rid of frustration, you can get those Pokemon in the wild. Here's a graphic from Galaxy, you might take a look at this later on as well, where you see all of the Pokemon that are available, but we have no tier list coming up, but we're going to rank them all to see which one you can actually focus on and not. I kind of tried to focus on both PvP as well as PvE. At the same time, I'm more PvP player, so like for the PvE players there as well out there might be some that I might miss or misinterpret, but like I try my best here today. We're going to have all of them available down here now, which you can now rank, and we're going to start in here because we have so many, we kind of have to be a bit faster. We start off with the Kanto starter trio, and I will put the Bulbasaur into good to have, where most Pokemon are going to end up here today because a lot of them are very nice and usable, like Bulbasaur, like the Charizard. Both of them are very, very solid. Venusaur hasn't really seen a lot of play recently, but got buffed with Sludge, which kind of helps out a bit. Then we have here the Charizard, which also hasn't really seen that much play recently, but is still a very, very strong Pokemon. Just the meta itself, a lot of Bastion currently is a bit tough. And then we have the Blastoise, which I actually will put into the must-have tier for the first Pokemon. I think this is currently the strongest of those three starter Pokemon. Thing is, a lot of times people are kind of opting to go for the non-shadow version of this Pokemon, so you don't need the shadow. But it's a good one, like it's a really, really good one. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of fair here, just to rank as well on how the Pokemon perform currently. This is of course based on my opinion, and it's not directly scientifically proven or anything on this, but this is, I feel like it's kind of fair for the Pokemon and their kind of current usage in the meta. We're going to have Pidgeot next. It's a fun Pokemon to run. I feel like Pidgeot sadly kind of got, I don't know, outclassed by Toucannon. Toucannon is the same type, but Toucannon is just a bit stronger right now, which is yeah, one of the reasons why I do think that this is kind of where it's supposed to be. It's a fun Pokemon to still run. It's quite played a bit differently than Toucannon, more fast move pressure and more spamminess compared to the raw power, but Toucannon is just currently, in my opinion, quite a bit stronger than Pidgeot, so that kind of deserves to be here. We're going to have next up the two rats. Honestly, Alolan Eradicate is actually really, really cool. It's actually a really fun Pokemon with some solid bulk to it and okay charge moves. Like, I would like to have a little bit of a cheaper one as well. Crunch is the cheapest one that it has, but it's really not that bad. And then we have the normal Eradicate, which actually could be kind of cool if it gets like a very cheap charge move like Body Slam as well as Swift. Those could be kind of cool. It's more closer to just no though. Like, I will put into future update just because I want to have this Pokemon having a little bit of play. But yeah, I would say it's more close to just now. Next up, we're going to have the two Sandshrews. We're going to have the normal one, which is a fun Pokemon to run. It got buffed quite significantly recently. There's access to Night Surge, which is a Community Day move. We have Sandtech Fast Move, which is actually quite solid. And then we're going to have Rock Tomb as a coverage, which makes it a very interesting save-swap. I like this Pokemon a lot. I think it's kind of underrated, but it's not good. Like, it's not really something that's meta. Unlike the other Sandshrew, and I actually will put it still into good to have. It kind of disappeared. Alolan Sandshrew kind of disappeared. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Alolan Sandshrew is coming back eventually. I wouldn't be surprised at all. This Pokemon actually has quite a lot of potential, and it also got buffed quite significantly recently, with Powder Snow being buffed as well as Ice Punch got a buff also only a few seasons back. So like, it's definitely kind of still there. I think people maybe forgot about it a little bit too much. I think it's a very interesting Pokemon that, yeah, you still should maybe even try out. But yeah, next up, we're going to have here Nidoqueen, which is a fun Pokemon. It might be more good to have. I actually, okay, I don't know what just happened there. I will actually put it though into good to have because it's actually really solid in the Open Ultra League. Definitely interesting there. And we're going to have here the Nidoking basically that you can get from this one, from Nidorino. And I feel like a future update could actually help this Pokemon out quite a bit. It has a lot of different charge moves, which are kind of cool for it. It just needs to have a bit more something interesting, like, I don't know, Poison Sting or like something new like Poison Tail or something. So that it has some potential for the future. Now we have the next two Community Day Pokemon. So that's kind of cool that you can get them already. And I will put them both into good to have. I feel like Ninetales is actually a little bit better than Charizard, maybe even currently. And then alone Ninetales might be even more towards must have. But I still feel like it's better to have them here. There are a lot more that are going to be good to have because there are not that many current Pokemon that are Shadow, that are available, that are top tier. But they're very good to have, especially for the upcoming Community Day. Get rid of frustration though now from those Pokemon, because otherwise if you want to evolve them throughout the Community Day, you are not going to be able to get the signature move that they're going to get there, like the new legacy move. It's not the signature move, it's Energy Ball for the normal one and Chicken Water for the ice one. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, Zubat is going to be a Pokemon that has actually potential if it has a future update. Golbat was at one point actually a very good Pokemon that was played quite common briefly, but like never really got back there after the wing tech nerf, so that was kind of unfortunate. I think Poison Fang got nerfed as well, so it got nerfed just quite significantly a lot of times. Yeah, if it gets someday buffed again, this Pokemon is going to be back again. Also, I would like to see Crobat being good because it had actually some potential in the Ultra League. It's a very cool type combination that's kind of currently underutilized. I think this Pokemon has definitely potential for a future update. Next time, I don't think that Oddish is ever going to be good, and the evolutions, personally, Blossom is kind of where it can already be. Just no, in my opinion. Like, it's, yeah, you can use Blossom, but like it's not the best Pokemon. It's really not. We have a fun Pokemon. I will put it into fun. Sorry, Venomoth. Venomoth actually has so many cool fast moves with Confusion and Psy Wave, and then Poison Fang on top of it, and I think Signal Beam or Bug Buzz. Actually, is a fun Pokemon to run. It's not straight like strong or anything like this, but I think it's kind of fun. Bad as Meowth will never be good. Like, honestly, I can't see this Pokemon ever be good. Primeape, Annihilate, absolutely must have. Like, this is one of the best Pokemon that you can get currently. The Shadow version of those both are actually, in my opinion, also preferred. So yeah, it's a clear cut that you kind of want to have this one. Machamp actually got buffed significantly recently again with a Rock Slide being stronger. I think this Pokemon is a good to have Pokemon for sure. Yeah, having Rock Slide and the pacing of Karate Chop actually helps Pokemon quite a bit. It's a very solid fighting type Pokemon still. We have Victory Bell. It's fun. Acid plus Leaf Blade is kind of cool. Yeah, otherwise you would need to have a better secondary coverage move. You don't really have anything good there. It's a bit unfortunate, but I think this Pokemon has some potential even for the future. But yeah, Victory Bell, a Pokemon that nobody is running currently anymore. I actually should give it a try again. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of underrated. I should give it a try again. I will give it a try again as well, trust me. Okay, next up, we're going to have the Tentacool. I would say this is a Pokemon that is definitely closer. I think actually we'll put it into must-have. A lot of people kind of swear on this Pokemon for the Ultra League. It's a very strong Pokemon there. I feel like it kind of deserves the spot there. Magnezone is close to me to be a must-have. It's very, very good. Actually, it's super underrated, Magnemite. I would really go for this Pokemon. It's good even for raids. Yeah, worth it. For sure, worth it. Haunter and Gengar are both kind of more fun Pokemon to run for the Go Battle League. They're very squishy. They're cool though for raids, so like you can run for that one. But I feel like Gastly is kind of good where it currently is. On the other hand, with Confusion buff, the Hypno is actually a really good Pokemon that I would like to showcase again as well and would make a team around. It's currently kind of unfortunate that we have the interlude season and like it doesn't really matter what you're running. It really doesn't. But I would want to make a team around Hypno eventually again for the next season. So definitely stay tuned for that as well when there's a bit more stake towards it. We're going to have your next Krabby. Just know. It's a very good attacker though, water type wise, if you really want to have that. It has a very high attack stat but 0 bulk. So if you really want to do that, you can do that. But there are better attackers as well. You have the Electrode. I can't ever see this Pokemon be good. It actually got buffed though recently with Volt Switch and again and Foul Play. So maybe actually, come on. Here, just in between real quick, I'm curious now on what the Electrode can do because I completely forgot that it actually got buffed twice now. So I kind of should revisit this Pokemon if P-Poke would work here as well. But Electrode, I think, actually maybe is kind of underrated because yeah, what you have here is actually quite a nice pacing for this Pokemon with Volt Switch, Discharge, and Foul Play. So maybe it's not as bad. Honestly, maybe it is not that bad. It could be an interesting one. Maybe I put it into fun then. Sorry, I actually kind of underestimated this Pokemon. I forgot about the Foul Play and the Volt Switch buff. But yeah, that kind of does, yeah. I would like to see this Pokemon getting buffed with like a better fighting type fast moves or whatever. Currently, I would just put into no. I can't see any of them really getting that much better. Hitmontop can go straight with them. I just don't think they're good fighting type Pokemon currently. I think they're just better ones. Pure fighting itself is also a bit tough to deal with. Must have is the Shadow version, but also the normal version of the Weezing. Especially for the Ultra League, it has an amazing type. It's a very good Pokemon there. Pinsir for Mega, if you really want to have it. Like if you want to purify it for Mega, it's cool. For anything else, it's kind of just no. Gyarados, on the other hand, is a must-have, new shiny Pokemon, very cool, very good for PvP, very good for PvE, has a lot of potential in so many different kind of ways. You can get yourself a purified one for the Mega. It's a very good Pokemon. We have here sadly the 2 fossils from Gen 1. Both are just no, like I can't see them ever being very solid. Snorlax needs an update. Snorlax isn't fun right now. Snorlax isn't good right now. It needs an update in order to be good. It needs a better fast move. Currently, Lick is just not doing it. Like, honestly, Lick is just not doing it. With Poison being nerfed compared to from back in the day, with just general, meta shift, in especially in the Master League, this Pokemon just doesn't really have it anymore. It needs a better fast move. If it has like Rollout or something, it would be really cool. Does it learn Rollout? it might be, but like if you like currently like Snorlax is just not really good enough. Like it is kind of more of a fact. Like mainly you were using it in the Master League. That was the only place where it really had potential prior even. It's just not good. Like it's really not good. I wonder if it. I don't know if it learns rollout. I do think it does learn rollout though. In the main CS games, it would most likely look a bit differently because then you have one with superpower. It's still actually not good. Like it's just not really a good Pokemon sadly. Cool for gyms though if you want to put it in there. But otherwise you have Dratini next. I would put it into must have. Actually a very good Pokemon. Dragonite is good for PvP. Dragonite is good for PvP. Dragonite is good for raids. It's good just generally. Very nice Pokemon. Good to have is going to be the Jumpluff here. Jumpluff good for PvP, but like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's not as strong anymore after the nerf. We have Wobbuffet, which can go into Just Know. We have Gligar, which is still a very good Pokemon to have. Even Gliscor for the Ultra League has some potential. Snubble, I can't see this Pokemon ever having some potential. We have Quillfish, which I feel like is a fun Pokemon to run, but it's not like that strong. Like it is, honestly, it just lacks a little bit of bulk. It's just kind of the worst version of Tentacruel. Tentacruel is always available while this Pokemon is available. So like it's kind of awkward. Shuckle, you can't do anything with it. Like Shuckle, you can't really do anything. It's just 400 CP. Like what are you expecting? Sneasel, I can't see this Pokemon ever being solid. It's okay for raids. Don't get me wrong. It's okay. It's a very strong ice raid attacker if you wanted to go for that. Like, yeah, it's mainly here. It's mainly this for PvP to be fair. But it's okay for raids if you want to have that one. But otherwise, it's not that good. I will put it into, needs an update, Teddiursa. It's actually a fun Pokemon to run in, like, all 3 Pokemon are fun. I have actually Teddiursa built for the Great League, which I made a video about before. Ursaring is really cool with Shadow Claw, the Swift Trailblazer, as well as Close Combat. And then Ursaluna just needs a better fast move in order to be very solid. They eventually will give Ursaluna a better fast move. I believe in that quite, yeah. I'm very sure that they can do that. But yeah, currently it needs an update. Actually, because of the recent season update, Piloswine actually is really good. Because we have the double buff, I think, on Powder Snow as well as Icicle Spear. Both of which the Mamoswine as well as the Piloswine learn. And that just makes those really, really solid. So I would actually put it quite high up into the good have tier here. Swallow can go away. Rolls is kind of cool in some limited metas. I'm going to put into fun. Yeah, you can use the... Like, you can purify and try to go for Mega then again. You cannot really use the the Shadow version in the Master League. That was the case back in the day, but it's currently not really Dragon type heavy in terms of the meta. It's more around Zacian, with Zacian around Gardevoir lost its footing basically completely in the Master League, and I can't see it being very solid anywhere else. It needs to have like a better charge move here, and faster charge move basically, 35 energy in order to have any potential for the Great League. So yeah, Gallade on the other hand though is actually very solid, but also hasn't been really that good in quite a bit. Like it's fun to run, it's very difficult to run. There are limited metas where Gallade is going to be good, but it hasn't been like meta breaking. Other than Sableye. Sableye is a must-have. Absolutely very good for PvP. It's a must-have Pokemon here for sure. Mawile is fun. There are other Pokemon that have the same type that is currently a little bit better than Mawile. One of the leader Pokemon, by the way. We're going to have the Aeron and the Aggron. Actually, it's only a few updates away from being very solid. It has a bit of a better fast move and then maybe a cheaper charge move. This Pokemon actually has some potential. It's actually very solid bulk in all of the 3 different forms. We have, this Pokemon here. I cover now. You don't really need it at all. I would actually put Flygon into future update as well. It's not really good at all right now. Cacnea is actually good to have. It's funny, it's not even fun, it's good to have. There has been a lot of metas recently where the evolution of it is actually, the Cacturne is actually really, really solid because of the insane attacks that you have, which you need the Shadow Bonus on top of it. And Sucker Punch, you can just farm down opponents. Like, you don't even have to throw a charge move, you just farm them down. Then you have Trailblaze to boost your own attack up even further, or Dynamic Punch to have great coverage for this typing. It's actually a fantastic Pokemon. It's so good. Swablu is good to have. It's the normal one is usually preferred, the non-Shadow version. Claydol, on the other hand, is actually really good. It's a Pokemon that, in my opinion, was a bit strong back in the day, but like it's still okay to run. We have here some bad Pokemon as well again. Gen 3 Fossil. We have, we sadly need for Milotic another update. It got Aqua Tail, which is kind of cool. It has Dragon Tail, which is kind of cool. It has a Wrap, but you need something for this Pokemon to be good. But pure like monotype Pokemon are always having it a bit tough unless you have perfect stats, which you just don't have with Milotic. Monotype here, though, with the Ghost type is actually really good here. The Dusclops and the Dusknoir, especially Dusknoir, is really good as a Shadow. You need to have this one, so that's a good one that you can definitely hunt. We have the Walrein, which I will put into good to have. It's not meta-defining by any means, but it's kind of solid. I feel like this kind of deserves to be quite a bit back. we're going to have here the next one being the Bagon. It's good to have, especially for raids, but even Salamence has now potential with recent move updates. I feel like that Metang and also Metagross are both really good in the Go Bad League right now, so it's a must-have. Shinx needs an update. Actually, if Shinx gets a better fast move, it is going to be very good. It just needs a better fast move, that's all. So like, it needs an update in Shinx, it would be actually a really good Pokemon to have. The same goes kind of for the next one. If this one gets Force Palm, basically, Conkeldurr actually has a lot of potential. So Timber, interesting Pokemon. Same goes for the next one, because yeah, Corvikrigus is just having a very tough time with the coverage it has. Or the coverage it doesn't have, basically. And you don't have a cheap move. If it gets ever a cheap move, it's going to be very, very good. Next up, same also for this one, which is going to be here the pre-evolution of Escavalier. Escavalier has a great typing, needs a better fast move, needs a bit of a love. This Pokemon has a lot of good coverage moves though, so like it needs to be just one move update most likely to be okay again. It was actually top meta before when Counter was strong. Maybe if Counter gets buffed again, this Pokemon would be back. Next up, we have another one for the bottom tier. Dano is going to be a good to have Pokemon. I wouldn't say it's like too broken that you really need to have it, but it's a good to have Pokemon. Yeah. The current legendary Thundurus is going to be a fun one. And now we have the last generation, which is generation 6. We don't have anyone from generation 7, 8, or 9 as a shadow. Generation 6 Pokemon here. We are going to have Chespin, which is going to be a good to have. We're going to have the Greninja, which I want to put into must have, but I will put into good to have because it's fairer. It's better than Chespin though. It's a bit more interesting than Chespin for sure. It's closer to a must have than anything else. But it is not like it's not top tier meta. It's not top tier meta, like truth be told. And honestly, Fennekin, if it gets a better fast move, the Delphox actually has some potential. The type itself is quite bad though for the current meta game. Like Fire and Psychic is just having too many weaknesses to common meta typings. Basically, that is kind of tough. And then Trevenant at the end is a very good to have Pokemon. Actually went really, really well with it. I will have a video most likely out for that tomorrow, so definitely check it out. But this is going to be it for my tier list. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye bye.